Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming, but I particularly would like to thank the following people. I want to thank Dan Witt for being our cheerful leader in this effort. I want to thank my co-author, James Grant. James, please stand up. And our wonderful interns. I'm not going to mention all the names, but guys, can you stand up real quick? Thank you so much. I could recount the content of the report, but I'm not going to do that. I hope you click on it or take a hard copy and at least skim it to get the idea, and also the wonderful presentations of the two ambassadors and other speakers, and an excellent presentation of Congressman Panetta sort of gives you the taste of what this is about. What I want to say after my latest trip to Kazakhstan, I just came back a week and a half ago. I spoke at the Astana Club, which is a yearly big event with the likes of Ban Ki-moon and others participating. Mohammed al-Baradei was there and others. We are in a whole new ball game today. For us as Americans, what happened in Afghanistan, we need to process it. We retreated in the face of an evil force. Yes, we were paying a very high price in blood and in treasure for 20 years. But packing and running and leaving our friends in Central Asia hanging, and leaving our friends in Central Asia forced to choose between the dragon and the bear, between China and Russia, is not in our national interests. They want us to be engaged. Kazakhstan demonstrated over 30 years that from basically nothing, from being home to the largest nuclear testing ground in the world that had 2,400 bombs equivalent of Hiroshima exploded in the ground, on the ground, and in the air, leaving hundreds of thousands of people exposed to radiation, causing horrible cancer. I met many people in Kazakhstan who suffered from the horrible health results of the barbaric Soviet nuclear testing policy in that country. So Kazakhstan, starting with that, successfully monetizing the large oil deposit there, being home to half of the periodic table in metals, rare earths, and other minerals, spanning 3 time zones, being located bordering Russia and China, being members of both Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the Eurasian Economic Union, and in its state infancy. I mean, Kazakhstan was 20 years old when it chaired Organization for Security Cooperation in Europe. It was a member of the UN security, temporary member of the Security Council. So Kazakhstan is punching above its weight. And for us to ignore Central Asia, to ignore Kazakhstan, not to develop our economic ties, I don't remember if it's Russia or China, they have 10 times more trade with Kazakhstan than we do. 15? China. Yeah. So when you look at the map, an obscure art a lot of Americans either forgot or never learned, you have to realize how vital is Central Asia, the heart of Eurasia. I'm sorry to sound like an undergrad professor, but 100+ years ago, great British geopolitical theorists said, they who control, they said he who controls, the heart of Eurasia controls Eurasia. He who controls Eurasia controls the Eastern Hemisphere. He who controls the Eastern Hemisphere controls the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on Capitol Hill in the heart of the capital of the free world. We need to be able to walk and chew gum. Yes, we can build back better, build forward better. We also have geopolitical obligations and responsibilities that if we give them up, either a vacuum will emerge, and here's a plug for our vacuum article, or another hegemon will step in, and it's not going to be fun. And it's not going to be fun for us. It's not going to be fun for our workers. We will be in a less competitive position. And if you see what happened with the supply chain with the relatively minor virus pandemic, imagine what happens if the conflicts that we're just seeing the beginning of escalate and disrupt, and God forbid they're armed conflicts and hot conflicts, including up and down the Pacific Rim. That will be much, much worse than the transitory inflation we're watching now. So back to Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan managed to move from being one of the republics of centrally planned economy to a country that probably was a #1 destination in oil and gas investment in the 90s, that American companies took a lead on that, to be a vitally important transit country for the Northern Distribution Network when we supplied our troops in Afghanistan, to now being a model to all of Central Asia, to being the leading voice for Central Asian consultation, cooperation, and integration as a subject, not as a part of a Russian-led alliance or China-led alliance, as a 5 Central Asian republics. And I think it's an open question what will happen with Afghanistan. But I stress Afghanistan because we cannot walk away from it. We cannot repeat what we did in 1989. The Soviets left, we left, and it became the bloody mess, literally bloody. We need our friends in Central Asia, Kazakhstan and others, to understand, to have eyes and ears, and to send messages, if needed, to send humanitarian assistance. They just put, I think it's a USAID center into Almaty. USAID relocated its Kabul center to the largest city in Kazakhstan, and it can be built into a multinational, multi-organizational humanitarian assistance center operating from the largest and southern city in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is building the Astana International Financial Center, which is a stock market. It's a tool to raise capital. It's also an arbitration and litigation tribunal there, operating under the English law with the best of English jurists. So it's moving from being an oil and gas play and minerals play to adding value in the context of a 21st century, of using its great talent. I'm always impressed how well-trained and hardworking young Kazakhs, those who came here on the Bolashak academic training program and others that I meet there, how serious and hardworking these people are. President Nazarbayev had the vision of building the country. President Tokayev is implementing important reforms to adjust the country more and more and reform it for the needs of the 21st century. I'm sure Kazakhstan will make it. We should be a part of that wonderful state building and modernization operation. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to get more content like this.